Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Over 3,000 people have found and subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, and this is the unofficial Descendants and Zombies podcast on YouTube, discussing everything and all things Descendants and Zombies and Disney and Nickelodeon related. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to go ahead and get that out of the way right now and hit that subscribe button, because every day there is a new video uploaded on this YouTube channel. Something new surfaces for the fans of Descendants and Zombies, and I couldn't be more proud to join you and be in your presence, because you guys took something that started as a whisper undeniably and turned it into a global phenomenon, making the biggest success ever for Descendants and Zombies when it comes to a podcast. And the thing that I've noticed, the reason why I created this YouTube channel, one of the biggest reasons, was because there was no Descendants and Zombies unofficial podcast on YouTube. There wasn't even a Disney podcast that was related to Descendants and Zombies. Usually Marvel throws up a podcast off Marvel.com. That's one thing I noticed. They invested about $5.2 million in a Marvel podcast, but there was nothing for Descendants and Zombies until this YouTube channel premiered. Thank you guys so much for having watched, having listened, and having heard my call for Descendants and Zombies podcast on YouTube. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you have shown this YouTube channel. And one of the biggest reasons why I became a fan of Descendants and Zombies undeniably was Dove Cameron over 10 years ago, seeing her take this character Mel and turn it into a global phenomenon who inspired millions of people. Undeniably, she was the most popular Descendants character of all time, and then off the success of Mel and Evie came Red and Chloe, and their unbelievable story that captivated millions of people. Who out there wasn't a fan of Red and Chloe? I think it took time to get used to Red and how she had that torch unofficially passed from her from Mel to, of course, Red, and how she brought this character to life was so outstanding. Kylie Cantrell really did a great job. I had been a fan of Kylie Cantrell on shows like Raven's Home, Bizaardvark, and of course Descendants, and she took this character and achieved so much severity and garnered so much respect from so many millions of fans. And I think that people definitely unquestionably fell in love with Red for how she was able to bring this character to life. And then following in her footsteps, of course, came Chloe Charming, the daughter of Cinderella and Prince Charming, who did a fabulous job. I know most of the time I talk about Red and how revered she was, and how incredibly proud I was of her taking this character and really bringing her to life. The young Queen of Hearts daughter, Red, who went on to achieve more than her evil mother ever amounted her to be, but I think that she garnered so much respect for that, and she will never ever be forgotten. The thing about the Queen of Hearts daughter was that she was just so fearless, and that she didn't care about how anybody thought about her, and I think that Mel definitely set the pace for Red to follow in her footsteps, because I think Mel was very fearless, very uncaring of what people thought about her, and I think that she definitely fell in her footsteps. I know that a lot of people were hoping that Mel was going to reprise her role for Descendants 4: The Rise of Red and the upcoming Descendants 5. I know a lot of graphics have been posted online about Mel reprising her role, but I think we got to a point where the torch was unofficially passed, and I think we became more acceptance of these new characters and their story. And if they presented a Harry Potter kind of Wicked kind of vibe, I know Wicked for Good is coming out theatrically on November 21st, and a lot of people are really excited about that, yours truly included. I will be attending Wicked for Good at the end of November. It's coming out on November 21st. I am really excited about this new chapter for Wicked, because I have unquestionably been a fan of musicals for my entire life, and I've been a fan of musicals for what felt like forever. So when I heard about Wicked for Good coming out and Descendants presenting a new vibe with new music and new characters, I was incredibly excited about it, because I think there's a greater appreciation that goes with the production of a musical and how people bring it to life, especially Disney. Disney's always had a knack for bringing musicals to life and creating animated musicals like Frozen and Toy Story and The Lion King. Over the years, we have seen so many wonderful musicals since at least 1992, 1994. From at least 1992 to 1994, Disney came out with great animated musicals. And then by 2006, when Disney had come into its own, coming out of animation, moving out of animation into live action musicals like High School Musical, they had really come into their own. But I think that Disney was forever waiting on a musical to captivate millions of people, and with High School Musical 2 forever holding the record of being one of the most revered musicals of all time, here comes Descendants with a rating of 6.4 for viewership, and that was incredible. That was outstanding. Disney really blew it up with Descendants, and the thing about Descendants is, for those of you who believe this story is far from over, I think you should take a step back and really put it into perspective of just how far this musical has come. This musical has really taken the people by storm, and it's really told a beautiful story of acceptance, about how one can find true love, and I really found time in appreciating that, because I think that it garnered a reputation for itself with millions of people buying the dolls and the Descendants merch, and then it was turned into a world tour musical, which was absolutely incredible. The Worlds Collide tour with Clarke and Terrell and Freya Sky headlining it. You guys came out with love and support, undeniably, and I think a huge thank you of love and support needs to be given to you guys, because you guys made the Worlds Collide tour what it was. You guys were the reason it happened, and what was beyond me was why so many people were getting away with criticizing the Worlds Collide tour without even giving it a chance. I always wanted to give this one a chance because the music was beautiful, the stars were just so full of life, and the thing that I got from Freya Sky's performances at the Worlds Collide tour was that she was just so supportive of each and every one of you, and she was just so lost in the moment. I wish I could have been in possession of a pocket watch at the time and could have went back in time and would have froze those moments and would have made those moments last for forever, because these moments definitely, undeniably deserved to last for forever. And I really, really loved how you guys embraced every single moment that you were a part of because of the Worlds Collide tour. Every venue was sold out across the board for the Worlds Collide tour, and it was because of each and every one of you and how much you loved these stars, and that was undeniable from you. I never saw this love and this passion for the stars of High School Musical when you talk about Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens and Ashley Tisdale, who unquestionably brought this musical to life, and then years later, of course, High School has acquired the license to produce on-stage productions of High School Musical. I have always been a theater kid, but I have never ever seen franchises receive this much love and this much support, which means that in the future, these franchises are going to continue to receive so much love and support from Disney fans. I have been a fan of everything Disney, dating all the way back to at least 101 Dalmatians back in 1991, 1992, when it was released as a classic, but I have never ever seen this much love and support, and you guys deserve to be commended for that. Thank you guys so much for making Descendants of Zombies into a global phenomenon and giving me a reason and presenting a case for me to come back. I took about a 7-year hiatus from everything that everything that was going on in my lifetime. I never thought I'd be heard and seen again. But you guys wanted the voice of Descendants of Zombies. You wanted a podcast, an unofficial podcast for Descendants of Zombies, and you guys gave me that opportunity. You guys presented me with that chance, and I have each and every one of you to thank for that, because without you, I don't know where I'd be today. I'd probably be hosting some show talking about some niche that probably wouldn't be making a whole lot of sense. Probably on Batman or Superman or superheroes or video games. But you guys have loved me for forever, and because of you, you guys brought me back. And sometimes obscurity is a place of uncertainty. You don't know where you're going. You can't really make sense of your own life. But you guys presented me with that opportunity to talk about Freya Sky, Clarke, and Terrell. And I think never enough love and support can be shown to these stars, and they can really go the distance. That's the thing. They're really figuring out their place in the world. And that's what makes this show so fun to host. That's what makes these moments so unforgettable and so unpredictable, because we never know what's coming next. I will forever miss Ruby Rose Turner, which is a person I forgot to mention early on in the show. I do apologize for that. I don't know how they're going to produce Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland, and moving forward without Ruby's voice being a part of the soundtrack. There was something about her voice being on that song, Life is Sweeter When You Are, which made the song that extra special and made it so fun to be a part of and so unpredictable. I miss moments like these that Ruby were a part of. I know Leah Monty from High School Musical, the musical, the series, is going to be a part of it. And moving forward, I just wish that Ruby was a part of it, because just how much her character offered to this franchise and how much she brought it to life. She will forever be missed, because I have the biggest crush in the world on Ruby. There is no denial coming from me about that. And in an upcoming podcast later on this evening, I will talk more about Ruby and her future with the franchise, because I have forever and always believed that her story is far from over. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you are probably going to want to do that, because I have a whole lot to say where Descendants and Zombies goes, and I, for one, am incredibly excited to be a part of this future, which is truly undeniable. Guys, thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel. We will discuss more about Descendants and Zombies in an upcoming podcast later on this afternoon, so if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you are probably going to want to do that, because I have a lot to say where Descendants and Zombies goes, because life is undeniably sweeter when all of us are. Thank you guys so very much for allowing me to be a part of all of your lives as your voice of Descendants and Zombies. You have been watching the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs, hosted by yours truly, the voice of Descendants and Zombies, which you guys have made me. Thank you so very much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to stay up to date with notifications about everything happening on this YouTube channel, because you are not going to want to miss a single moment of all the action happening for you going down on this YouTube channel, because you have a reason to believe in magic more than you ever have before because of this YouTube channel, the unofficial Descendants and Zombies podcast. You have been watching the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs, hosted by yours truly, Jonathan Clarke. Thank you so very much.